Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Athletic Alert, sponsored by Michael Rosenblum Podiatrist. Alongside Jesse, I'm Colin, and I just have to say before we start this show, it's good to be back. It's been a long time.
It's great to have you back, Colin. It's been way too long.
It's great to be here.
I love it. 3 months, 4 months?
Yeah, probably. It's been a long
Last time
time.
we were sitting here, we were crossing each other doing Magley's rankings.
I know, and some of those have turned out pretty well. But Rob can't be with us here tonight, but let's jump into the topic that we want to talk about, and it's the NBA Finals. Probably the most exciting big major sports event on TV right now. The only problem is the games haven't been that exciting.
No, not at all. And we're seeing the Cavs just doing just what they did last year and getting shut out by the Warriors every single game.
Yeah, I mean right now the Golden State Warriors have taken the first 2 games of the series. They're up 2-0 against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I mean, for me, the beef I have with the Cavs is just, it's not even like they're losing with dignity. I mean, they're getting embarrassed. I mean, they lost the first game by almost 20 points, and the second game they lost by over 30 points. I mean, it's terrible. I feel bad for Cleveland fans, because you come into the series, you're like, all right, last year, it was a tough year, but maybe this year is the year. And like the first 2 games, people just want to start crying.
And it's tough for the Cavs because it's easy for them to dominate the East and they go into the finals feeling like a dominant team. And then they go up against the Warriors and they just outmatch them every single game. And the question we're here to ask is, are the finals already over? Yeah. And I think it's fair to say that the Warriors pretty much have this one. And they're up 2-0, and the Cavs do have Game 3 at home, Wednesday night, 9 o'clock. If they don't win that game, then it's 100% over. 3-0 lead for the Warriors. Say no more. That's it. But if the Cavs can take a hold of that game, I think have a little bit of a chance, but I like to say they're over. The Warriors have it.
I mean, I agree with you. I mean, unless the Cavs can make some adjustments to their game plan, because clearly it's not working right now, I really think the finals are over. I mean, I guess if you like basketball, there's a point to watch it, but, in all honesty, you can already predict the winner. The problem I have the most about the Cavs, and what I noticed, at least watching, I watched Game 2 more than I watched Game 1. Yeah. And you did the opposite. You watched more Game 1. So
I can't watch a blowout.
Yeah, that's true. But in Game 2, what I saw a lot was, Golden State's big shooters, Curry, Thompson, even guys who you wouldn't see like behind the three-point arc a lot, like Draymond Green, they were draining threes all night long. And what I noticed the most is Curry shoots a 3, Clay shoots a 3, Draymond shoots a 3, drains it right through the bucket. Oracle Arena's going crazy, fans are going wild. Right. Cleveland throws the pass back in. Obviously, Golden State has a high-paced game. It's going really well. And the Cavs, what do they do with all that noise and pressure? They don't try to get to the foul line. They don't go inside for a layup. They try to copy the Warriors. I saw Kyrie, I saw LeBron try and just shoot a contested 3 to get him back in it, and it hits right off the rim.
And it's a good point because the Cavs are obviously not a team like that. They're not a three-point shooting team. They're a one-on-one type of team. Let the players do the work by themselves. Get inside. Maybe take mid-range jumpers, but they're really definitely an inside team. Like you said, they get to the foul line. They haven't been doing that in this series, and that's something they need to do a lot more of if they want any chance of winning. And another thing to look at, in Game 1, I watched more Game 1 than you did, Curry was not good. Curry played 36 minutes. He shot, I believe, 4 for 11. And the good thing was, off the bench, Sean Livingston went completely insane, 8 for 10 shooting, and he just replaced for Curry.
20 points, highest leading scorers on your bench.
Exactly.
In the finals.
And when the Warriors bench is playing as good as the Cavs starting lineup, you just can't win.
Exactly.
The Cavs don't have the depth that the Warriors have. If somebody's struggling in the Warriors lineup, they always have somebody from the bench that they can bring in to fill that guy in. And it's working for the Warriors. And with the Cavs, if somebody's not doing well, they don't have somebody to bring off the bench that's just going to provide the energy for the team.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, they've played, like, the big, acquisition they made at the trade deadline. There's Channing Frye, I believe, that they brought in, right? I mean, they bring him in. Yeah, they bring him in from Orlando. He comes in, and now in the finals, he's getting like 7 minutes a game. I mean, you should put him in for a little bit more. You're putting in all these starters that just keep, putting up terrible shooting performances. I'm not saying it's, that, you should start your bench like more than your starters. That would be ridiculous. But I'm just saying, sometimes you got to give other guys an opportunity. Eventually, you just got to throw in the towel and give some other guys a chance, because clearly it's not working. You lost by 30 in the last game. The Cleveland Cavaliers need to work the opposite of what the Warriors do. The Warriors are shooting perimeter shots. The Cavaliers have LeBron James. They got Timothy Mozgov. They got Tristan Thompson. Those guys can pound the paint, get offensive rebounds, but they're shooting from the outside. Like, what are they doing? They can't keep pace with the Warriors.
Exactly.
That's not their game.
They can't copy the other team's game. They have to play their own game. And like I said, with the depth, the Warriors don't need Stephen Curry. He didn't go off in game one. He did awful, and they still won the game. They don't need every player like Klay Thompson and Draymond Green to have the game of their life every game, and they can still win. The Cavs, if LeBron doesn't play well, they are not going to win. If Kyrie doesn't play well, they're not going to win. Kevin Love has a concussion. We don't know if he's going to play his next game. Probably not.
That's big,
and that's
too.
a really big loss.
Yeah.
Luckily, they have Tristan Thompson, who I think can perform just as well as Kevin Love in this series.
Yeah.
And if they're not going to play their game, get inside, get rebounds, get to the foul line, they have no chance at this series.
Right. And at the end of the day, I mean, you can say with simple math in your head, like, well, if they make a 3 and the Cavs make a 2, of course the Warriors are going to win. Yeah, but, I mean, Curry and Thompson, yeah, they're great, but they're not shooting 100% from the three-point line.
You're going to make more layups than you do threes.
Exactly, but if you're just going to shoot a three-point shot right after the Warriors make one and brick it, you just lost the whole possession instead of getting 2 points or 1, even if you just get to the free throw line. Every point matters, and they're clearly they're not having good possessions with the ball. And the other thing is, there's certain people that need to step up. We've seen it with the Warriors already. I mean, Sean Livingston had a great game one. I mean, he practically won the game for them, top scorer. Mm-hmm. It was amazing, coming off the bench. Whereas for the Cavs, I mean, even their starting lineup's not stepping up. Specifically, who I want to mention is J.R. Smith. The guy's played over 30 minutes in both games 1 and 2. He's their starting shooting guard. And yet, combined in both games, he doesn't even have over 10 points yet. I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, how could you... I mean, he really needs to step up. I mean...
And he's not taking a lot of shots. I mean, he needs to, when somebody else is struggling on the team, they need another guy to pick it up. And the Cavs don't have that. The Warriors do, and that's the big difference between the two teams. So to go back to the question, are the finals over? I'm going with yes, the Warriors have this finals. And the Cavs, they just don't have it in them. I don't know what it is. You watch them play... They're different in the finals than they are in the other playoff series.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
And because they went, what did they go, 12-0 in their first 3 playoff series? They didn't lose a game.
Exactly, and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, they're cooking these teams. Like this is going to be a blowout heading in." I mean, they knew but they thought, they knew that the Cavs were going to be good in the finals. But I mean, they thought maybe they'd like keep pace with the Warriors or perhaps blow them out. Like you said, 12-0. I mean, people opened their eyes. I mean, it was like, where was this Cavs team all season?
And I mean, the Warriors look good, and they're the Warriors, but the Cavs look awful. It's not even like they're not that good or they're not themselves. They don't look good at all.
Right.
They don't look like they don't belong in the finals.
And the other thing I want to mention, which sounds weird, is it's kind of boiling down a lot, at least for the stats in the first 2 games, to just 2 players. The averages for both the Cavaliers and the Warriors through the first 2 games of the series. Draymond Green owns every category, the highest for every category except for blocks. Andrew Bogut owns blocks in the series. LeBron James for the Cavs has the highest average for every single category.
And that's just because, 1, he's on the court the most, and 2, because he has to do everything.
Yeah.
He just has to carry the load.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying, though. I mean, both of those guys, and even, Draymond Green didn't score a lot of points in the first game, which goes to show you that if Draymond Green is their highest average scorer through the first 2 games, they're shutting down Curry and Thompson. So really, if they can get their offense moving, the Cavs, and they can really attack with their game, they'll be okay. But the problem is, they're not making adjustments. They're really not.
That's it. So what's your answer to the final? What's your final answer?
My answer is, I think that, Ty Lue, I think he's going to notice. I think he's going to make some adjustments, and I can see the Cavs maybe taking 1 game, maybe 2 games. But ultimately, the Warriors just have them outmatched. I mean, as much as you want to make adjustments, the Warriors are too good. They have too much depth. They're going to be back-to-back champs.
And just the way they shoot threes, the percentage they make them at, you just can't keep up with it.
You can't.
And I think it just comes down to the Warriors are the best team in the league, and they deserve another championship.
Yeah. So are the NBA Finals already over? It's sad to
Yes.
say. Yes, they are. They are.
All right, so we hope you enjoyed this video. Put your opinion down below. Do you think the NBA Finals are over? Comment, like this video if you enjoyed it. Let us know if you want more stuff like this, and subscribe to our channel.
Yes. And we'll see you all next time.